We are artists in our own way. Every time we do something every day, we apply the art skills that we acquired both from formal and informal experiences. Surviving each day is a manifestation of how artistically we live our life. Good day everyone, and welcome to another educational video. This time, let's talk about soul making, an activity that is considered to have a substantially major role in art production. So come and join me, and together we will discover the life-changing art of soul making. Our intended learning outcomes are the following. Explain the important role of soul making in creating an artwork. Identify and differentiate the categories of soul making. And discuss the 5 phases of soul making. Do you know the real you? Nakaila na ba ka or nakasabot sa tinuod nga pagkaikaw? Alam mo na ba ang kahulugan ng pang-araw-araw na buhay? Naiintindihan mo ba kung bakit nangyari ang mga bagay kat hindi mo inaasahan? Questions are plentiful, never-ending, and we even have questions which are left unanswered until now. Life is a question whose answer is found by understanding what it is all about. One way of gaining an understanding of life is through soul making. What then is soul making? According to Dr. Norman Narciso in 2016, soul making is an alternate place to know oneself and to look at the depth and meaning of what we are doing in our daily lives. Dr. Narciso, who is considered one of the highly esteemed Filipino art experts, believes that soul making is a step towards achieving a deeper comprehension of the world by finding meaning of our day-to-day life. In our day-to-day journey, we experience the highs and lows. Oftentimes, we tend to disregard simple things and look for something that challenges our capacity. Sometimes we win and sometimes we lose. That's life. Understanding why such things happen and learning from the experiences is the beginning of knowing oneself. It is where you gain awareness of your own strengths and weaknesses. Soul making has the origin from the Greek word hueo, meaning to be the author or maker of something, or poiesis, which means to bring something into concealment or to bring something that did not exist before into being. When you create something, an object, a technology, an artwork, you're actually fulfilling the process of soul making. Sabi nila, hindi ka makakagawa ng isang bagay kung hindi mo naiintindihan ang iyong layunin sa paglikha ng bagay na ito. When you create something, you are revealing something. It follows that you have meaningful comprehension about the purpose in making such a thing and an adequate understanding of the procedures. Aristotle posited about the causes of being, of which the maker should have complete understanding. The material cause. It is the material that makes up the object, such as wood, steel, silk, etc. The formal cause. It is the form of the object, the size, the shape, the physical appearance. The efficient cause. It is the maker of the object, carpenter, sculptor, craftsman, etc. And finally, the final cause. It is the intended use of the object, its purpose, either for communication, for business, for entertainment, and others. Soul making involves both the personal or the deepest being and the impersonal, the intelligent forces. It is the mind and heart meeting halfway. This separates us from machines. Machines could be highly intelligent, but they are unluckily heartless. Soul-making transforms raw experience into an ever-deepening personality and a rich way of living. He said that experience is a great teacher, but there are many who choose not to learn from them. Soul-making guides us to perform a serious reflection on life experiences and learn from our past experiences, especially from our mistakes. It entails the willingness to open the heart and mind. What is the important role of soul-making in art? Soul-making puts meaning in every art because soul-making is an activity of knowing oneself better. As the saying goes, you cannot give what you do not have. The same is true with not being able to understand who you are. Ang hirap kayong tanggapin ng katotohanan kung hindi mo kilala ang iyong sarili. Siguradong punong-puno ka ng denial. Lisod kaayo dawaton ang kamatuuran kung wala nimo masinati ang imong kaugalingon. Kay dili nimo madawat ang mga panghitabo. Soul-making is an activity of understanding life's depth and essence. After knowing yourself and accepting who you are, you will begin to understand the meaning and essence of your existence. Soul-making is an activity of evaluating what oneself does. Upang malalaman mo ang kahulugan ng iyong buhay, kinakailangan mong alamin ang katuturan ng iyong ginagawa sa araw-araw. Importante ba ng imong gipangbuhat o dili? Dili lamang alang sa imong kaugalingon, kung dili apil na pud sa uban. It is said that we suffer as a consequence of the excesses that we do. Too much of something is not good at all. Soul-making is an activity of learning from everyday experience. May kasabihan tayo na pag nasawi ka na isang beses, yun ay bahagi ng buhay. Kapag daw nasawi ka ng 2 beses sa parehong pagkakamali, iyon daw ay katangahan. Painful experiences help us become wise and strong. That if we allow ourselves to learn from them. Just like a child who touches a hot glass would never touch it again. The faith of a child is powerful, and we need a childlike faith to learn the lesson of life. When the soul is enriched, our deepest creative impulses are energized and set in motion. This is the essence of soul-making. What are the categories of soul-making? First, crafting images. It is representing personal perspectives with visions of images. Images are memory's best friends. Providing visual representation of life experiences make them more meaningful. Activities such as drawing, sketching, making a collage, and the likes are examples of crafting images. Crafting stories. It takes place when someone writes down his or her own personal feedback, life values, deep feelings, ideas, ideals, and even high and lows of emotions. The habit of writing a journal or a diary, poems, essays, short stories, songwriting, and the likes are all examples of crafting stories. Crafting instruments. Crafting instrument is a category which is also important of soul-making and on soul-making because instruments create sound, which is said to be a bridge to the unknown. There is a different feeling when you hear sound, when you hear music. Did you experience the phenomenon known as last song syndrome or LSS? Yung tipong mapapakanta ka na lang bigla because you were able to make a connection with the music, with the song. Sounds magically reach our thoughts, sensations, and emotions which amazingly influences our soul. Music has the ability to harmoniously sustain the soul and balances the mind. Crafting movements. Life is movement, full of different rhythms and full of flowing images accompanied by narratives. Having said, movements follow a melodic flow that symbolizes how the universe gives us, you and me, the ability to experience the highs and lows. Life is a pattern that is connected to the patterns in nature from which we can draw the best inspiration from. Crafting techniques. It provides the artist reflection of his life and experiences in any piece of art. Through following well-defined techniques, we creatively survived everyday struggles. We were in quarantine for quite a long time, but we have techniques, unique and clear, that enabled us to productively spend these days when we seclude ourselves from the public. Ang daming masamang nangyari habang patuloy ang quarantine. Marami ang sumuko dahil naubusan sila ng mga paraan kung paano itawid ang malagim na yugto na ito sa ating buhay. Thanks for the gift of art. Art gives us the techniques to survive each day. Dagan kaayong mga katapos nga nadiskubrian panahon sa quarantine. Mga talento. Makalipay magsudong sa mga creative nga mga plantito o plantita. Tungod nila, daghang mga sagbot nga nahimong bililuhon. It's a good way of spending quarantine. It's a good way of keeping oneself sane. If there's one good effect of the pandemic, it is learning how to squeeze our creative juices, making us discover survival techniques. What are the 5 phases of soul-making? First phase is seeking or finding. It is a point of self-recognition and knowing that each of us is a seeker. We are searchers. We continually search for job, foods, friends, and including love. Sa ating pagkahanap, humuhugot tayo ng lakas at inspirasyon sa ating hangarin. Kapag nahanap na natin ang ating hinahanap, mapapanatag ang ating loob. It is the time when we allow ourselves to settle down and practice our creativity and passion. The next phase that follows is settling. It is communicating with the soul, with other human and non-human beings, and this means the future of humans and non-humans, and with the world. This happens when we acquire peace of mind and move away from perpetually wondering. Attaining a level of security of ourselves and what we want is an important factor to consider in settling.
The third phase of soul-making is surrendering. Surrendering takes us up and throws us down. It calls for the ones we dare to be accepted. It forces us to spend time living in the darkness. But when we learn, we will be able to bounce back. We will find the light to light up the dark room that we are in. Even though we have settled down, life challenges don't stop from playing us. We rise and fall again and again. We are vulnerable to pain, but there's a great opportunity for learning. In learning, we permit ourselves to surrender all our pain and vulnerabilities. In surrendering, we learn the value of acceptance and begin to heal all the wounds. The fourth phase is soul-making. It is where we start growing up with some wisdom, looking for the welfare of others. Sharpened by life lessons, we become an endured healer, an expert. It is in this phase that we become concerned not only of ourselves, but of others as well. We begin to create something valuable, both for our own and for others. With profound reflection, We learn to settle and resettle and spread our wings by going out of the box. The last and final stage of soulmaking is soaring. It is conquering our worldly experiences of the material realities to travel, which does not happen if we only want to fly. It is our goal in every journey. When we master the art of soulmaking, we reach heights, go up and up until we realize that we did our best and we're able to create something relevant for our personal, economic, social, cultural, and environmental dimensions. Passing all these stages of soulmaking, we will be able to make and derive meaning of the things we do and create. We will learn how to improvise, how to appropriate rightfully, and how to transcreate. Through soulmaking, we will learn how to appreciate every little thing that we have. Soulmaking guides us in using it according to its purpose and not as we want it to be and not as we want it to serve us. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching and listening. Shalom, everyone.